What's your New Year's resolution? Is that a thing that we still do, or is it a thing of the past? Because depending on who I ask, I get such varying answers. Some people I ask and they look at me crazy. I'm like, what's your New Year's resolution? And they're like, I'm focused every day. I don't need a day to tell me when to start doing what I have to do. I'm focused. And then you got the other people where I'm like, do you have a New Year's resolution? And they're like, yeah, my New Year's resolution is to be more happy. My New Year's resolution is to be love. It's so vague that it's like, why am I even thinking about setting such a vague goal? And am I one of these people? Such varying answers. I figured we talk about what the new year means and what we can really do to actually have some change in our life for 2025. So let's get right into it. So what is a New Year's resolution? Personally, I use the new year to self-reflect. I use the new year to think about everything that I've been through, the things that I've done versus the things that I haven't done, and really evaluate who I am as a person at that point. I really like to self-reflect on New Year because I know the vibe of New Year is like, Happy New Year, let's go, everybody's happy. I use the new year to think about what I did in the year prior and why I didn't do certain other things. Because we get to a point in life where we think that we're on the right track, but that's the easiest way to get caught slipping. Because when you think you're going somewhere, you're not checking for where you're going. I like to get back in my zone and just refocus to just get all my checks clear. So it's like getting a checkup for your car. Just, okay, this is clear, good. Gas tank, good. Windows, good. Engine, good. Just a checkup to make sure that I'm fully able to go into the new year with all of the energy that I think I have. It's really just checking up on yourself and asking yourself, am I okay? Am I where I think I need to be? What is happening around me? Sometimes we forget that our perspective shapes our reality. So when we actually focus on what we're seeing and why we're seeing, we're able to give it a second thought and maybe have better, more refined goals in the future based on what we actually are versus what we think we are. So that's the first thing. Even before getting into the new year, even before starting a new goal, it's self-reflecting on the what, on the how, and the why you're doing it in the first place. I also use the new year to really reflect on who I have around me. I use it to think about, am I happy around these people, around this environment? Am I becoming more fulfilled? So I really spend the time to self-reflect because I believe before you set any new goal, no matter what it is, you really have to know who you are. You have to know where you're starting. Because you could think that you're somebody, or you could think that you're doing well, but because you haven't really self-reflected or looked yourself in the mirror, you're actually doing way worse than what you think you're doing. And that's just something that is so easily solved by self-reflection. So I don't know if that qualifies as setting a New Year's resolution more than it is setting a New Year's intention. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. We often tell ourselves that we're going to do things and we don't actually do them. Or we tell ourselves that we're going to do things and we don't do them to the maximum capacity. We're just doing it for the sake of doing it. I think that in order to become a better version of yourself, you actually have to understand the power of your words, the power of your intentions, the power of your thoughts. And by really focusing on what you're going to do and really what you're going to say you're going to do, you are very conscious of the actions, the dedication, the energy that it's going to take to do it. Although this is very important, the next thing that I think that is going to be needed in order to change your life in 2025, being adaptable. Life changes every single day. Who you are today is not the same person you were yesterday, is not the same person you were last week, last year, or 5 years ago. And by acknowledging this change, you can understand that although we have convictions, it's important not to be completely firm in how we're choosing to go about that conviction. This doesn't mean to be flippy-floppy on what your word is, but this means that although you have a destination, there could be many routes to get there. And sometimes when we say something, we're so focused on, okay, this is the way it has to be. We're so determined and so hard on ourselves to do things exactly how we set out to do them. But if we just were more conscious of the fact that life changes every day, we would then become more adaptable and understand that if way A doesn't work, way B, way C, or way H might work. Because we understand as life changes every day, there's different routes to success. I feel like sometimes we don't appreciate how far we've come. Like, my life is completely different this year than it was last year. The friends that I used to be around, I'm not around them anymore. I'm doing way different things, bigger things, better things. And I feel like sometimes we don't give ourselves enough grace. We don't understand how much it took. Because when we were suffering, we remember the suffering. It was so bad. But then when the times are good, we tend to forget how bad the suffering was. So this makes us not really appreciate how far we've come. This makes us be in a state where we're always asking for more instead of taking the time to actually respect and appreciate what we already been blessed with. In this video, I just wanted to add to remember to give thanks and be thankful for how far you've come. Appreciate how far you've come. You have your health, you have strength, you have the ability to see, to speak, or any ability is an ability more than another person who doesn't have the ability. So always remember to give thanks, and this is a very important thing going forward for the new year or just for every day. Remember to be thankful, remember to be grateful, because there was a time where you wished for everything that you have right now. And look at you now. It may seem like there's an uphill battle to become who you want to be. Just know that you've been climbing this mountain for a very long time. This is not the beginning of the mountain. You've been climbing this mountain. This is just a different perspective of the same mountain that you've been climbing your entire life. So take a moment, look down, and be like, I did that. I didn't say just stay there, but definitely give yourself a moment and respect that you've been there. Give thanks. These squirrels, bro. All right, so here's a little follow-up on our little squirrel friends. Right now, they're living in their house. I didn't break it. They back. I'm gonna show you them right now. This guy in my domain. Chilling like this is. See this guy? Oh, he's looking right at me. Look at this house over here. I wonder if he's gonna run away if I open it. You can't really see it unless I open the mesh, but if I open the mesh, it's either they're gonna run in and attack me. Yeah, they're probably gonna run in and attack me, but I'm gonna do it for the YouTube. He's mad close. Look at that. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I know his boy is pretty close. What's up, bro? Oh no, this is not food, bro. This is not food. And finally, what I think the most important thing is to changing your life for 2025 or for beyond, regardless of if you're setting a New Year's resolution or not. It's practicing self-care. A lot of times we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to become who we feel that we need to be. So much so that we don't appreciate who we are right now. We don't appreciate our qualities. We don't appreciate how far we've come to even be a person that's setting a goal in this time. So for 2025, just remember to also love yourself. Remember to also give yourself a little bit of self-compassion, because only you know the pain that you've been through. Only you know the struggle that you've been through. Only you really understand and appreciate how far you've come to be where you are right now. So don't let that go unnoticed. Think of it like a friend that you're working with. If they told you all the hard things that they were going through throughout life, and you kept giving them pep talks and motivating them, and eventually they achieved their goal, you would tell them, like, you came from so far, I'm proud of you. Why can't you give that same grace to yourself? So on your journey to the new year, New Year's resolution or not, self-care, one of the most important things. No one knows how to take care of you like how you know how to take care of yourself. That means if you need to take a break, take a break. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to eat better, eat better. If you need to separate from social environments, if you need to put yourself around nature, if you need to spend more time with family, remember, self-care is the best care. And only you can care for yourself like how you care for yourself. So don't forget yourself. So that's the video that I have for today. Let me know if you have a New Year's resolution.